Hi, I'm Ryan Blair, New York Times bestselling author and entrepreneur. You might know me from some of the books that I've created, or you might know me from some of the companies that I've founded, bought, and sold throughout my 22-year journey as an entrepreneur. I've been privileged to be mentored by a number of great leaders. Mentors like the late Coach John Wooden of UCLA fame. He taught me a number of principles. John Maxwell, the world's leadership expert, Tony Robbins, Dan Gilbert, the founder of Quicken Loans, Tony Hsieh, the founder of Zappos, and a number of other leaders that have invested in my businesses, invested in my visions, and helped me build my companies. In the process of learning from these great mentors, I found that all of them have a core set of principles that are really like their operating system. And so my goal is to give you the principles that I've learned from great mentors, great leaders, and the ones that I've created myself, so that way you can operate at your highest level as a leader and an entrepreneur. Principle number 11, vulnerability is the gateway to joy. Joy is the gateway to happiness. I utilize this principle to remind myself, especially when things aren't going right, just be vulnerable. Vulnerability builds trust. Vulnerability is beautiful. Unfortunately, in our society, we tell people not to be vulnerable. Particularly men, we tell them, to not cry, and we shame them into not being vulnerable, to not really sharing how they really feel. I mean, it's for men and women. We're constantly shaming people who are in vulnerable states. And so I remind myself that vulnerability is the gateway to joy. Vulnerability is one of the most powerful energies. My grandmother used to say, Ryan, legends are made of vulnerable men. And it just reminds me, be vulnerable. My son knows his dad to be a vulnerable individual. I tell him all the time, I say, Reagan, how could I be a better father to you? What could I do differently? If he's feeling hurt about something I said, or me not giving him the attention that he wants, or whatever it is, I say to him, how could I do better? And that's me putting myself in a place of vulnerability. And as a result of that, we create trust. And as a result of that, from the trust grows a great relationship. And so vulnerability is such a key ingredient to becoming successful. And so oftentimes though, we put vulnerability away. We're afraid to be vulnerable in front of other people. We're afraid to be vulnerable with the ones that we love. And then we wonder why we're not able to create trust. We're not able to create joy in our lives. And so it's so important to share your vulnerability. Be vulnerable. Don't worry about what other people think. If they don't encourage you to be vulnerable, don't be around them. Vulnerability will change your life. It is the gateway to joy, and joy is the gateway to happiness. All you have to do to be happy in life is have more vulnerability, be around people that accept you when you're vulnerable, and create more things of joy in your life. And even if that requires you to step out of your comfort zone and learn to sing, or learn to play the guitar, or really suck at something, right? That's what vulnerability is all about. Getting out there and just doing it and giving it a try. Ultimately, that's going to lead to joy, and that joy is going to lead to happiness. Now it's time to apply this principle. The first step is to write it down. The second step is to commit it to memory. Close your eyes and say it over and over and over again in your head. The third step is to journal about this. Reflect about it, write about it, get creative with your writing. And the last step is to share it. When you teach something, you actually retain 90% of it. So make sure to share it with a friend. Post it on social media, text a friend, share it with a loved one, and that's the best way to learn, is to share. If you like this video, like and subscribe. I guess there's like some knobs that you can press to do that. Or check me out on Instagram. I'm @RealRyanBlair. DM me, and we'll have a conversation.